Jinwoo says it is time for the climax, while smiling as the Dark Priest sends his skeletons to destroy the people. The Saintess raises her hand and asks them to lend her their strength. The employees raise their hands, shouting in hope as light gathers around the Knight's sword, ready to strike down her foes. She shouts, "For Arsalan!" The employees get fired up and also shout, "For Arsalan!" The Knight strikes the undead skeletons with her sword aura, and there is a brilliant flash of light. The Dark Priest falls to the ground, injured, and asks his companion for help. However, his companion dismisses him as he turns his gaze toward the employees and releases a dark power. The employees shout in fear as the scenery suddenly changes back to the conference room. They open their eyes, only to find themselves back in reality. Everyone rushes toward Jinwoo, asking him if what they saw was really a hologram. Some of them ask when and how he created such a world. The manager asks Jinwoo if it was okay to show them that kind of technology, since if word gets out, it might cause a stir. Jinwoo tells him that they didn't believe him either, so if they go around telling people about it, who's going to believe them? He explains that they will be using a new engine and AI that he developed. He then tells them that they should make history by conquering culture. Jinwoo's company puts out a post online announcing their new game. We see Jinwoo reading the comments, but no one believes the company's announcement. He then gets a call from his grandfather, and Jinwoo tells him that he has finished his prototype. Jinwoo asks his grandfather if he likes fishing, and his grandfather confirms that he does. Jinwoo then proposes that they go fishing. We see his grandfather holding the VR glasses before putting them on. Jinwoo activates the device, and his grandfather opens his eyes to a beautiful natural landscape. He asks Jinwoo where they are. Jinwoo shows him his new character, which was modeled after his grandfather's younger self. His grandfather is surprised by this, and Jinwoo takes his hand and tells him that they are going fishing. They arrive at a beautiful lake surrounded by mountains. Jinwoo pulls fishing equipment out of his subspace, and his grandfather gets ready to fish. His lure soon catches something, but the fish is incredibly strong. His grandfather's muscles tense as he struggles to pull it out, but he eventually succeeds. The fish is enormous, and his grandfather is surprised by the strength he was able to exert. They take a picture to remember his catch, and we see a huge smile on his grandfather's face. Later, we see them eating the fish when two strangers suddenly appear from the bushes. They ask Jinwoo and his grandfather where they came from, but Jinwoo scares them by releasing his energy. His grandfather promises to give Jinwoo his full support. He then asks Jinwoo if he can keep the VR headset. The scene changes to the offices, where we see the development team working hard. Some employees are captivated by a character's handsomeness and envy the director, who gets to test drive the game. Jinwoo enters the room and announces that they will be doing a live reveal. The employees become excited by the news. Jinwoo then receives a text from his grandfather asking him when he is opening the server. Finally, it is time for the game reveal. We see people who doubt the creation of a working VR device as they continue discussing it. The event begins, and the host introduces Jinwoo. Jinwoo takes the stage and tells the crowd that he is introducing a product they have never seen before. Suddenly, the surroundings transform into an ocean as Jinwoo says, "We conquered the seas." The scenery then changes to snowy mountains. Jinwoo continues talking about how, after conquering the seas, they conquered the skies. He then says, "How wonderful would it be to conquer the universe?" He tells the audience that he has found the answer and that they can explore as much as they want. The scene changes to a red moonlit sky as cute animals appear around them. Jinwoo welcomes them to a fully immersive VR game and announces that early access will begin in 2 weeks. We then see a search page and a post with 2 characters reading the negative comments. The scene changes to Arsalan. Jinwoo says that the heroes are coming. We see a new character welcoming adventurers, only to discover that they are simply acting in preparation for the arrival of the heroes. We then see a blacksmith say something from his line. Jinwoo walks toward them and compliments them. He asks if they have any problems. Tia tells him that they need a handsome knight. Jinwoo begins thinking about it when Tiras walks in and tells him that there is a way. She tells them to follow her.
They enter a room filled with dolls. Tia looks at a doll that Tiras made for Jinwoo, but Tiras quickly shifts their attention to a cupboard.
She pulls off the cloth, revealing the doll beneath it. A blinding light fills the room. Both Tia and Jinwoo are left in shock, while Tia begins drooling over the doll. Tiras explains how she created the body. Jinwoo then transfers his consciousness from his current body into the doll. The scene changes to the city, where a female streamer tells her subscribers that she will be entering Arsalan. She connects to the game and is transported into the world. She decides to make her character an elf with exaggerated features. She arrives in a forest, wondering where she should go. Suddenly, someone appears behind her and points toward a nearby town. We finally get to see this character properly as he introduces himself. "I'm Leon,